All right, we back again. We back again. This is your boy Duncan Anderson. Like I told y'all, Mr. Holy Dirt himself. Um, Another shout out to my new website, Jump Ball Sports. That's www.jumpballsports.com. That's where we making your kids as the youth level turn into childhood stars, so they have a better chance to get recruited by high schools in their area, especially the private schools, and then going on to colleges and everything. So a lot of kids that go to the smaller schools that don't win a lot of games. A lot of college coaches not coming out to watch you play. Let's just face it. I was one of the victims of that. I was a great high school player, but I wasn't winning a lot of games. So I only got a limited amount of scouts to come to my games and everything. But what we're doing with Jump Ball Sports, the kids can go there, just like their Facebook page, uh, set up their page, put their highlights, put their films up there. So moms, go out and buy a tape recorder so you can record your baby's game, and you can upload their game right after the game. And this is not just for football; it's for basketball, for baseball, hockey, field hockey, lacrosse, every sport, wrestling, every sport you play. Cricket, swimming, everything. Kids can go on to Jump Ball Sports, upload their page. College coaches from around the country will be looking for brand new talent that they can bring to their school because they can't get out and scout them. So it's definitely going to change the game for the scouts, because the scouts ain't got to come out to your school no more. They can go right to your page and watch your games. You're going to upload you're going to be uploading your GPA. That's going to be optional and everything. So you can let them know up front what kind of grade point average you got, if you pass the SATs or not. There's going to be a lot of nice things going on with Jump Ball Sports. We got a show that's going to be coming there by my man Barry Bonds. If you're not a friend of his on Facebook, go to Barry Bonds, 2B Sports. And that's 2B's, Barry Bonds, 2B Sports. And look him up, become a friend of his, look at some of his posts and everything. But we definitely going to tackle the whole youth area as far as highlighting their sports and everything. We're gonna have a panel and everything at the games of the week. So something new coming this year, man. So if your kid's not a part of Team Holy Dirt, I advise you to make them a part of the program. There's some big things coming up. Plus the website release party is coming June the 24th. Anyway, let's get into the southwestern bracket of the Jump Ball Sports page. If you came in and went into my room, I only see like 2 people in there. A lot of people said they was getting confused on how to get into the room. But anyway, if you got your brackets, post them up online. We'll go through them. But we're gonna go for the southeastern bracket. And let's start from the top. The number 1 seed, Kansas, is playing Boston University. My man Eddie, that's the president of the Team Holy Dirt. His name is Eddie Majors. If you're not a friend of his, go on his Facebook page, become a friend of his. He's a good individual, good dude, and everything. He's gonna be your child's president of the organization if your child joins Team Holy Dirt. But Eddie Majors' nephew is on Boston University's team. So I'm pulling for Boston University, but at the same time, I'm gonna be realistic. Kansas is playing them in the first round. Kansas is everybody is picking Kansas to win it all this year. I don't see it. The Morris brothers is hot. Josh Shelby's my man. I've known the boy since he was like 12, 13 years old and everything. He was part of, one of the kids I helped mentor and everything else. But I just don't see it happening. But I got Kansas in the first round over Boston University. Next game is the 9-8 game. UNLV is the 8. Illinois is the 9. Honestly, I don't think Illinois even belong in the tournament. So I'm going with UNLV over Illinois. But every time somebody don't belong in the tournament, just like y'all said for VCU, they end up winning that first round. But I got UNLV over Illinois in the first round. Vanderbilt and Richmond. Richmond had a good year in Atlanta 10 this year. They finally beat they got some payback and beat they won the Atlanta 10 this year. So they definitely got some payback this year, because I was at the Atlanta 10 game last year when they lost the Atlanta 10 championship last year up in Atlanta City. But anyway, they won it this year. They come in as a 12 seed, but I picked Vanderbilt over Richmond. Louisville Morehead game is actually starting right now. And I got Louisville over Morehead State, even though Morehead State got a lot of guys that have been there for a long time and everything. I think this is like their second or third appearance with this class is in there or whatever. VCU and Georgetown. Now, this might be odd to a lot of people, but I am I'm not a VCU lover, but I love VCU team. You know what I'm saying? So I picked Georgetown to lose the first round. Georgetown been taking on water, for a while, man. I'm just not a Georgetown believer yet. John Thompson the third, I love you, but you got to get some tougher guys and get guys to stay around. Monroe could have stayed, one more year because he's really not doing nothing with the Pistons this year. So he could have stayed, but everybody runs and chase that money. But if he would have stayed there this year, you would have been a better team this year. So get kids that going to stay around. Start doing what Coach K do. He don't pick no one and done kids. That's why Duke is so good. And the kids don't do good in the NBA, y'all say, because they are college players. That's not Coach K's job to make them good for the NBA. It's make them good for college and get them a degree. Anyway, I got VCU over Georgetown. Then we got Purdue and St. Peter's. Bless their heart, out of New Jersey. They were the one last year that started that 6 o'clock in the morning game, and everybody jumped on it this year and started playing games at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Man, I be sleep, so I didn't catch them games this year. But they playing Purdue, so I got Purdue over St. Peter's out of New Jersey. Then I got it's Texas A&M and Florida State. Florida State, they beat Duke early in the season while this Duke was number one, but they do that every year, but still don't do nothing in the tournament. But Texas A&M is actually a good team, so I got Texas A&M over Florida State. Then when you get down to Notre Dame, which is the number 2, and Akron, which is the number 15 seed, I got Notre Dame over Akron. That ain't even need to be even really talked about. Notre Dame is vicious this year. It's a tough group of Caucasian brothers, and they real tough this year. I like Hasbro brother. He's a bulldog out there, so I love him. So we're gonna start back let's go from the bottom. So we got Notre Dame and Texas A&M. I got Notre Dame advancing over Texas A&M because I told you, got a bulldog at the point guard. Can't go wrong with that. Purdue, VCU. It's going to be a tough game, but I think VCU is going to lose this game. Purdue's going to edge it out. VCU is going to pull an upset, so they're going to win 2 games because they won the other day, and they're going to beat Georgetown. So they won 2 games. Should be good for recruiting for next year for my man Shaka. So that's the coach of VCU. Louisville and Vanderbilt. As much as I love SEC teams, Vanderbilt just don't cut it for Louisville. Is a real strong team, and if they bigs come to play every night, they can actually make it to the Final Four. But sometimes they bigs take a night off, and I understand there's a lot of pounding down there. You need your break, but the kid knows come to play every night, so I like him a whole lot. But Villanova bigs don't come to play every night, so I got Vanderbilt over. I got Louisville over Vanderbilt. So we move on to the next round. To the next game, which is Kansas and UNLV. UNLV is a strong team this year, but Kansas is just too overpowered for them, and they too deep. So I got Kansas over UNLV. Moving to the what's this? The Elite 8? No, that's the Sweet 16. Excuse me, Sweet 16. Kansas and Louisville. I got Kansas beating Louisville in the Sweet 16. Purdue and Notre Dame. I got Purdue beating Notre Dame in the Sweet 16. Moving on. Now to the Final Four for the Southwestern bracket. I got Kansas and Purdue playing for the Final Four. I got the upset people. I got Purdue beating Kansas in the Final Four. Purdue moves on without Humble or whatever. They're going to show y'all how tough they are without Humble, but the boy Jackson has really improved this game a whole lot this year. So I got Purdue moving on and beating Kansas, and Purdue is the Southwestern's Final Four for my bracket. So that's the end of the Southwestern bracket. I'm gonna be back with you again with I believe that's the Southeastern bracket and the Western bracket, and we're gonna do it and keeping on with Black Bracketologist Duncan Anderson. I holler at you. I'm out.